Timing. We're gonna watch Lucas go full right here. So he's stepping on heavy enough. Do you wish you were heavier?
Huh?
Do you wish it was more?
No, it's okay.
No, it's okay. He says it's okay. Okay. So what happens when athletes step on the scale is that they actually get weighed previously a few days ago. They call it the weigh-in. So they try and get everybody's measurements so then on race day they're around the same amount. But obviously, Leon, was that heavy enough or no?
Heavy enough.
With the jacket and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And so it's kind of like a science with how these athletes get ready, because you don't want to eat a breakfast that's too heavy because it could put you overweight. So for example, for all of you number nerds out there that really want to know, so a couple days ago, let's say someone weighs in at 70 kilos, and if they come on race day and their body weight weighs 70.2, they could possibly be disqualified if they don't compensate by taking weight out of their vest. So weight vests is a whole other conversation. I wish I could have one in front of me, but they're all inside. So the athletes, sometimes you'll notice that athletes will have like weird blocks, like almost like iron weight in their pants or like in their torso. So those are lead weights that they will slide in. So if someone weighs 60 kilos and they're racing against someone who weighs 70 kilos, then they can add 10 kilos of weight to that weight vest. So it's a way to kind of make it even amongst all the racers. So that's what they're doing. That's why a scale is front and center so they can check their weight and make sure that everything is okay. So go ahead. So yeah, kind of interesting. But I actually want to bring you to the start for a second because it's much different than the women's start yesterday. We can see someone's doing a mind run right now. You can grab this. So this is how an athlete visualizes how they go down the track. It's a big part of sliding because obviously we can't take runs all day, every day. And so they visualize every curve going down the track and to kind of simulate in their body like, okay, this is in curve 2. I want to do a roll. I want to do a foot steer, a hand steer. So it all is just different for every athlete. But let's come on up here. Sorry, Casper's my cameraman. You're doing great. I just want to talk about this start because for women's start, their start goes directly into a curve. It's almost like this really awkward angle where it makes it really difficult. And the start depicted a major part of the race yesterday with the women's discipline. So for men, look at this nice, beautiful, easygoing start. So because usually the track is built for the sliders from the top, they usually have a lot nicer of a start situation. So there's not really any hard angles that they're having to work with. They just have to pull off as fast as they can. And you can see, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but on the left side there's another ramp coming into it, and that's actually the bobsled ramp as well. So there's a little bit different factor with the men's race. Start ramp is easier. It's going to come down, and when it's easier, that means it comes down a lot more to strength and how fast someone can actually pull instead of how well they can get and drive into start curve. So a little bit different things going on today with the men. Also, they go a lot faster today. I just talked to the Italian coaches, talked about how they go up to 125 kilometers per hour. So it's just a completely different ball game from the top. It's faster. The curves come a lot faster at you, and then the start curve is totally different. So we might see a few more mistakes at the bottom because the speed is higher. When we were watching for the A seed training for the top training the other day, we did see a lot of, I'm not gonna say the C word, but you don't want to put bad juju on the race, but there was a lot of action going down at the bottom of the track. So I'm gonna have us get off the start. Caspers, you're doing great. I'm gonna have him walk backwards, which is super tough, but I wanted to take a moment to talk about this start. You guys are so good at your job. Thank you so much for following him around with all these cords. So yesterday we talked about temperatures. Today with our friend Edvin right here, he looks a little busy. So this is the temperature board. We talked about it yesterday where this is where they record all the temperatures. So they take it every 15 minutes because they want to be super exact with the temperature and how it's going. So again, here's our little gauge, and then this is our control steel temp right here. So let's actually come up to this. Edvin, do you mind if I come step right here? Can I stand right here?
No, okay.
Yeah, is that okay? Okay, great. So we're taking different steel temps, and they want to make sure that they get it.
Yours is one warmer than theirs?
I'm just listening to what they're saying.
Yeah, potentially.
So sometimes they're saying, okay, well that steel temp was warmer than mine, or the other thermometer. Tony, can I ask you guys a quick question? So, with the steel temps, Duncan was saying yesterday, if it's colder than a certain amount, you only have to go to -1. Or what's the rule?
Plus one.
So +1. So what are you trying to get it close to right now?
We're just trying to figure out if these are accurate or not. That's what we're doing. We're just playing around with like how our parameters compare to their parameters.
Are they sometimes different?
Yeah, they are.
So what do you? So that's a problem. What do you do?
You got to calibrate them.
Does that mess up
It's totally
everything?
a guessing game. No, I'm kidding. What we have, these aren't completely accurate. They get us close, and then we usually have an unofficial, actual, person who's a race unofficial person, and they'll give us the actual number. So these are really just kind of a
Well, you look legit.
guess and check.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
look
we're trying
official.
to do.
Yeah, okay, great. Thanks, Tony. That is coach of the Chinese team. Really incredible story with what's going on with the Chinese program. We could do a whole segment on them, and maybe we will one day. But yeah, Tony Benshoff used to slide for America. But yeah, kind of like I was mentioning, sometimes the barometers are just different. So, I mean, he was joking with the guessing game, but that's when they'll take an official FIL human, bring them over, and measure their steels for them. And we can see, like, he's waving down the steels. There's a towel in the back. They're waving at the steels, and they're trying to cool down the sleds to kind of match the temperature that's up there. Because the closer they can match it, the less, degree or the less chance that they could get disqualified. So, anyways, there's a whole art to what goes on up here at the track with the temperatures and the steels, and coaches are just trying to not get their athletes disqualified. So, anyways. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I would love to talk about sleds. Maybe we'll talk about it at mid-race run, but we're going to have our men. They're getting ready up there.